Samsa is one of the most interesting and original dishes in Uzbek cuisine. And believe me, after you watch this video today on how samsa is made and see the finished samsa, even without experiencing the full charm and aroma of this samsa in person, you will also become a fan of samsa and will happily indulge in it whenever you see it somewhere. Today, we are visiting the Samarkand Steak House restaurant in Philadelphia, located on Bustleton Street, where the head chef will share with us the secrets of making layered samsa in the tandoor. And here, the samsa cooking master Aslom will share with us the secrets of making samsa. Hello, Aslom. Hello. Tell us, what are you doing right now? Right now, we are starting with preparing the layered dough. We didn't show you how the dough is made. It's a simple dough with salt, water, and flour without any other additives. And this is how we roll out the dough using the machine. With modern technology, making samsa is much easier. In the past, everything was done manually. The dough was rolled out on a long table, and each layer was spread like this. But now, it's much simpler and faster. Here we are rolling it out for the second time to make the dough thinner. We adjust the thickness of the machine to make it even thinner and roll it out again. We adjust the dough thickness again and pass it through the machine one more time to achieve the desired thickness. We ended up with this long piece of dough, this thickness. Now, after rolling out the dough, we spread it with this mixture. Here we have margarine and beef fat. It's all mixed together, and now each layer will be spread to achieve the layered texture. Samsa dough isn't always layered. In Uzbekistan, in other cities, for example, in Fergana, in Jizak, samsa is made not from layered dough. There are many different types of samsa. It differs in how it's prepared, in the tandoor, in a gas oven, and in an electric oven. It can also be distinguished by the composition of samsa, layered dough, or non-layered dough. There is samsa with greens, with potatoes, with chicken, with beef, with lamb, and with various other fillings. I've even seen triple-layered samsa with mushrooms, greens, and meat. There are so many types of samsa, but we are making the standard Samarkand layered samsa in the tandoor. The more layers of dough, the more fluffy, tender, and crispy it turns out. Here we are, already on the 8th layer of the dough, and we are not stopping. Aslan, how many years have you been making samsa? We started making samsa initially in an electric oven in 2016 at the Samarkand Steak House restaurant. And somewhere after 2018, we started making samsa in the tandoor. What's more challenging, making it in an electric oven or in the tandoor? It's very easy on the electric oven. In the tandoor, you have to keep every process under control and do everything on time. And which samsa is more delicious? The one baked in the electric oven or the one from the tandoor? Our people have always loved the samsa from the tandoor, and so do I. Samsa also comes in various shapes: round, triangular, and square. I have even seen them in the form of stars. They give samsa all sorts of shapes. So if you happen to see samsa in some other form, it's still samsa. The chef simply prepared it in their own style, in their own vision. So don't be surprised if one samsa differs in appearance and taste from another. It's normal. And here, our layered dough is ready, with 23 layers. Now we are cutting it, stacking these layers on top of each other. And as a result, we have about 70 layers of dough. Take a look. These are 70 layers of dough, each layer smeared with oil so that it doesn't stick, resulting in such layered dough. Look at this wonderful dough we've got. Now from our dough, we make these sausages, stretching them out like this. We've stretched out our dough and now we're cutting it. Each piece ending up to be about 50 grams. One of these pieces is for one samsa. Then we put these pieces in a vacuum-sealed bag to let the dough settle. While it settles, we'll prepare the filling for the samsa. We've cut our dough, and we put these prepared pieces in a bag, tie it up, and in about 20 minutes, we'll roll it out for the samsa. In the meantime, we'll prepare the meat filling for our samsa. For the samsa filling, we use beef fat and finely chopped beef meat. You could, of course, use minced meat for samsa, but it tastes much better with finely chopped meat. We add beef fat, onions and diced, and of course spices, salt, pepper, and ground cumin. We sprinkle the spices over the onions and mix thoroughly. We add the fat, and then add the meat, and mix it all thoroughly. We have about 5 kilograms of meat, 3 kilograms of fat, and 6 kilograms of onions. And we added 150 g of salt, 25 g of pepper, and 20 g of ground cumin. We mix it all together. The filling for our samsa is ready. Мы тщательно перемешали наш состав. И вот начинка для нашей самсы готова. Мясо, жир, лук и специи. Это вот готовые уже заготовки, мясные заготовки, мы уже будем ставить вот в такие дуршлаки. We put the samsa mixture in a sieve because the salted onions mixed with meat and fat will start to release juice, and we put it in such a sieve to let the juice drain. Because if the juice doesn't drain, when we put the meat on the dough, the dough will simply disintegrate from the liquid. Our dough is ready, and now we will roll it out. Meanwhile, our filling will also settle. We roll out our dough for samsa like this so that all four sides are thin and the middle is a bit thicker. And when we put it in the tandoor, the meat won't fall out of the dough. There are these little secrets that, if you don't know, can ruin our samsa. We fold the rolled out dough like this and wrap it in cling film so it doesn't dry out. So we spread our rolled out dough and place the filling. It turns out to be about 50 grams of dough and 50 grams of filling. And this is how we spread our filling on the dough, and now we start shaping the samsa. We fold the corners like this, press a little here, and wrap it. The tandoor can hold approximately 230 samsa preparations, so we shape this amount to fully fill one tandoor. They all look the same in appearance. While the preparations for our samsa are being made, we already started heating up the tandoor. Specifically for restaurants, they produce tandoors clad in metal. In Uzbekistan, clay tandoors are used, but here they specially prepare tandoors made of ceramic for restaurants. Look at these traces from the previous samsa. When the tandoor heats up, all of this will burn off, and the tandoor will be very clean, and we will start shaping a new batch of samsa. Our tandoor is ready. Heat is emanating from it. It has become so clean, all the dirt has burned off. And now we have to wait for the temperature in the tandoor to drop to 270 degrees Celsius. Why is this necessary? If the temperature is higher, the crust will burn, and if it's lower, it will simply not stick well, and the samsa will sag. Nowadays, there are remote thermometers that can measure and precisely determine the temperature. In the past, they just sprayed water and watched. Depending on how the water evaporated, they determined if the tandoor was ready or not. Our preparations for samsa are ready. We just need to wait for the right temperature, and we will start shaping our samsa in the tandoor. Here, our tandoor is ready, at a temperature of 270 degrees Celsius. and we begin shaping the samsa. Our salsa is cooking. Look how it's already releasing its juices, and there's such a pleasant aroma.
Уже пошел запах такой приятный.
Here, our samsa is starting to take on this pinkish hue.
Розовый цвет. Еще немного.
Just a little more, and it will be ready.
Начнем снимать. Вынимать.
And we will start removing the samsa from the tandoor.
И вот часть
Part of our samsa is ready.
Сейчас мы ее будем снимать и будем
Now we will remove it using this special tool,
ковшик
a ladle,
будем складывать на вот такие
and place it on trays with holes like this.
дырочки для того, чтобы сам
These holes are for the samsa, so when we put it here and cover it, it can breathe, preventing moisture from accumulating because moist samsa will start to disintegrate.
получится влажное, мокрое и будет распадаться. И вот наш мастер-повар
Our master Aslom will show us how to remove the finished samsa.
готовую самсу. Смотрите, какая
Look how beautiful it turned out, what color it has. We just need to serve it and enjoy the incomparable taste of samsa. Everyone eats samsa differently, some with tomato sauce, some with vinegar. There are enthusiasts who consume it with special oil, and there are those who simply dip the hot samsa in cold water and eat it. Everyone enjoys it in their own way. But in any case, it is wonderful. It is very delicious, with an incomparable aroma. Now we will show you the samsa when we break it, the layers of dough and the incomparable aroma that spreads immediately around this samsa. Look at the layers of dough, pieces of fat, pieces of meat, and hardly any onions because they have completely melted. Believe me, if you try samsa, you will forever remain its admirer and lover. As the savory samsa emerges from the fiery depths of the tandoor, its golden crust glistens under the warm glow, promising a symphony of flavors in every bite. Join us on this culinary journey through the heart of Uzbekistan, where tradition and innovation intertwine, yielding a masterpiece of taste and texture. Let the allure of this time-honored delicacy transport you to the bustling streets of Samarkand as you embark on a sensory adventure, discovering the essence of true Uzbek hospitality. Indulge in the magic of samsa, a culinary marvel that transcends borders and brings the world together in a shared appreciation for the art of fine cuisine.